Hello and welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing good. So, we're going to start off with this video right here.
يعني من بين يدي مصدق ومن خلفي مصدق فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون. الله أكبر.
What are the only ways to defeat these tunnel systems? The Gaza Strip has hundreds of kilometers of tunnels and countless exits and entrances where they can jump out 10 meters away from a tank, plant an explosive, launch an RPG, and back down again. Even the Israeli intelligence, this highly esteemed intelligence group around the world, is not able to pick up exactly where their entrances are because of a couple bushes. And I've talked to my friend about this before, one of my friends who's in Shengal with me in the tunnels. What are the only ways to defeat large tunnel systems like this? You know, we came up with a couple ideas, but, you know, they don't really work. I've spoke about them on my channel before, but there are two ways that I think that we might see in the future. Maybe not in the near future, but in the future, we will. The number one way that you could possibly defeat these guys dwelling in tunnels, these fighters, is sarin gas, is nerve agents. It's this gas that, when I took the Marine Corps lesson on it, when I was in boot camp, they told me that 7 particles of this gas, you'll go into an instant seizure and you might die. Now, there's been some evidence, especially from the guerrillas that are in northern Iraq, the Kurdish guerrillas, defending against the Turkish government. And there is some evidence that the Turkish government is using nerve agents against them in the tunnels. Tear gas is definitely used, but gas mask, you know, it's pretty simple. But nerve gas is incredibly difficult to deal with. Because even if you can block it off with a watertight door, you can probably do that. But the problem is, as soon as you open the door, maybe they find your air vent, because most of the rooms, which are a lot like this in the tunnels, as I've shown you guys, not only can you toss a frag down there, but you can also possibly flood it with nerve agents. Now again, this is not going to be in the near future, I think. Has international law stopped Russia from bombing civilians? Has it stopped Turkey from bombing civilians? No, it hasn't. You know, you look at Syria, just 8 years ago, there was big uses of gas, and we don't know if it was the Assad regime, or the White Helmets, or the FSA, Free Syrian Army. We aren't even sure yet, but that's all I'm saying. Nerve agents exist, and they would be very deadly to the people in the tunnels. And the only other way that I can think of are drones, but specifically self-autonomous drones. Because if you put a drone in there with analog or digital connection, you're not going to have connection for very long. You're going to go through this winding tunnel. You're trying to get connection through a literal mountain. Doesn't work that way. It's not gonna work unless it's wired. But nobody wants to have to deal with wires, trying to guide this like drone with a wire. Hell no. So I'm talking about the robot dogs. All right, there's a couple videos, especially from China recently, using these robot dogs, and America has been using this for quite a while and testing these different capabilities with tracked and armored machine gun robots, and I think that is a possibility. If you're a guerrilla, there's always ways that you can overcome threats. So I would assume just put a barrier in front, put a couple steel doors, which most militias do, and yeah, that could work. But if you get a drone with a bomb, you explode the door out, and then you go in, it could be a little bit more difficult. We don't really have that technology down to an affordable level yet, I believe. That's going to be coming in the future. I think that's the only way, but it's going to be self-autonomous, thermal optics on this robot dog with a gun, and I think that's how it's going to be. But again, just a couple sandbags. How are you going to overcome that? Robot dog can't pick up sandbags. Can't shoot through it. I just want to mention that. I want to show this video, and hopefully you guys can, you know, understand where I'm coming from. I'm still struggling to find a way that you can defeat tunnels. I really don't think that there's an easy way. At least that's allowed right now. Anyway, that's all I want to say in this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, please let me know in the comments below if you think you have an idea that would work against these tunnels. I am intrigued by the topic, and I think you guys are too. So, alright, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.